First steps to take to ensure that washing your hands in an area is going to be safer and effective is to take your spray bottle, your bleach and water solution, and just clean the entire area, disinfect it. Any basin or sink where you can wash your hands, make sure you do this on a daily basis. And then wait 10 minutes for it to apply effectively. Then rub it down like I'm doing here, just wipe it all down, taking a damp cloth, clean cloth. And then once they've done that, just wipe it down with a dry cloth. Step 1 to washing your hands is just to run your tap. It doesn't have to be our hot water, just as long as it's in a good flowing amount which is coming out. Step 2 is to get your soap and make a good lather in your hands. You don't want too little of a lather, but then again you don't want too much, because you might end up with a lot of soap in the fingernails and it'll make rinsing it take a lot longer. Step 3 is palm to palm, clockwise, anti-clockwise rubbing. The lather that you've just made from the soap, just get it all over the palms, from the tip of your fingers down to the base of your palm towards your wrist. Make sure it's covering the entire surface area of your hands. And then step 4 is to take that and then put it onto the back of your hands. This is just to ensure that both sides of your hands are completely covered in soap. Step 5, interlock your fingers, and then going from the very tips down to the bottom webby bits of your fingers, just get that soap in between the fingers, ensuring that it's everywhere in between and around your fingers as well. Step 6 is to take your turns on each wrist with the opposite hand, and just anti-clockwise, clockwise motion, just rub around the wrist and then down towards the fingers. Step 7 is to do the tips of the fingers and the fingernails. This is done by taking your fingertips and just digging them into the palms of your hands. You can use quite a bit of force if you want, but just be aware, like if you've got long fingernails, then you could damage the fingernails or scrape the palm of your hands a bit too much. Step 8 is the thumb grab. So take one hand, stick your thumb out, grab it with the other hand, just rub around it. The hand of the thumb that you've grabbed, you can use that to get the back of your hand there, just like I'm doing there. Step 9 is then to rinse thoroughly. This is a really important step, so take your time with it. Just make sure that the wrist is the highest elevated point, and then let the water flow down across the wrists, down the hands, and then to the tips of the fingers. Just let it flow off. And then use your other hands just to agitate the soap off it and make sure that the water rinses it off completely. Step 10 is to then dry your hands with a hand towel, paper towel, blue towel, any sort of towel which is just a one-use towel. Just use that. Dry your hands. You can use a bit of pat drying if you want. It doesn't matter if you get your hands completely dry, they can air dry. But ensure that you use the towel that you've just used to dry your hands. Use that disposable towel to then turn off the tap. Geordie Prepper here. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment and subscribe and share the video too if you did. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, and some constructive feedback is always welcomed. The Preppers Discord server is always available to talk to myself and other preppers about prepping and other relevant topics. My other social media is on screen now. You can follow me there, and I usually just use it to post when new videos are available. Don't forget to be safe and be prepared, and also check your preps.